Russia, even though it used to be part of a giant superpower, is still an awesome place to visit. It's like a land of opposites, with super hot beaches in the south and freezing cold places way up north. The eastern part might be less crowded, but the cities there are just as cool as the western ones. No matter where you go in Russia, there's always tons of history, from epic battles to famous music and books. Plus, you'll see amazing art everywhere, not just in museums, but even in churches. Number 1. Yekaterinburg. Yekaterinburg in the Ural Mountains might be an industrial city, but it's like a whole other side of Russia. Sure, history buffs know it as the spot where the last heir of Russia met his end, way back in 1918. But that's just one chapter in Yekaterinburg's story. Today, this city rocks. Fast forward to now, and Yekaterinburg is bursting with culture. Bookworms will love all the libraries, while theater fans can catch everything from classic plays to modern dance. Music lovers, this city's known for its rock bands that make waves across Russia. Plus, being Russia's fourth biggest city, it's no surprise they've got museums galore. One museum even has the oldest wooden carving in the world. Imagine that. Another museum's like a treasure chest overflowing with incredible icons. So, Yekaterinburg might have a factory past, but its future is definitely fun and funky. Number 2. Sochi. Sochi, on the Black Sea coast, is your kind of place. They even hosted the Winter Olympics there in 2014. How cool is that? But Sochi isn't a one-season wonder. It's also got a super fast racetrack that holds Russia's Formula One Grand Prix. And guess what? It was a star in the 2018 FIFA World Cup too. Sochi might have snowy winters, but believe it or not, it's actually like a subtropical paradise with awesome beaches. Think crystal clear water and sunbathing. That's the Russian Riviera for you. This resort city is basically the perfect summer or winter escape for Russians. Feeling like exploring? Take a walk along the pedestrian-only seafront. It's super chill. Want to be eco-friendly? Check out the Caucasus Biosphere Reserve. It's amazing. Sochi even has a claim to fame. It's home to the northernmost tea plantations in the whole area. Pretty neat, huh? Number 3. Veliki Novgorod. Veliki Novgorod, way older than your grandma's favorite sweater. This city in northern Russia has been around since the 900s. That's like 1,000 years ago. Novgorod even claims to be Russia's birthplace. Here's the story. Way back when, the locals invited a Viking prince named Rurik to be their boss. His family ended up ruling Russia for a whopping 750 years. Talk about a long reign. Now, on to the fun stuff. This city is packed with cool sights. Check out St. Sophia Cathedral, the oldest church in all of Russia. Don't miss the bell tower next door. It's epic. Feeling lucky? Toss a coin in the Hanseatic fountain, legend says. You'll get 1,000 rubles back for everyone you throw in wishful thinking. But hey, it's fun. Museums are big here too. There's something for everyone, from giant iron tools to delicate porcelain and everything in between. Plus, history buffs will love learning all about Novgorod's past. Since Veliki Novgorod sits right on Lake Ilmen, you know fresh fish is on the menu. Gotta try their borscht, a yummy beet soup. It's a Russian classic. And for a sweet treat, grab some bio honey. It's super healthy and made by happy bees. Number 4. Vladivostok. Imagine a city with mountains on one side and sparkling bays on the other. That's Vladivostok, a real looker in Eastern Russia. This city is like the final boss level of the epic Trans-Siberian Railway journey. Plus, it's Russia's biggest Pacific Ocean port. And guess what? It's super close to North Korea and China. Vladivostok isn't just about its location, though. It's got a ton of cool cultural stuff to offer, from theaters with live shows to museums bursting with history. Fun fact, the famous actor Yul Brynner was actually born here back in 1920. Feeling outdoorsy? Take a walk through one of Vladivostok's many parks. Mini Gorodok Park is a cool option. It used to be a military base. Can you believe it? The city's main square is Admiralsky Skier, and guess what's nearby? A museum all about submarines, perfect for Navy nerds. Number 5. Nizhny Novgorod. Russia's 5th largest city is Nizhny Novgorod, and it's where two giant rivers, the Volga and Oka, meet. This city's history goes way back. It started as a fortress in the 1200s. It even had a different name for a while, Gorky, after a famous writer who was born here. Nizhny Novgorod is like a giant open-air museum. The old part of the city is surrounded by walls, and inside you'll find the awesome Archangel Cathedral, one of the few buildings that survived a rough patch in history. But Nizhny Novgorod isn't stuck in the past. Today, it's a fantastic place to check out all things Russia when it comes to art and architecture. There are over 600 statues and monuments scattered around, and if you're a museum buff, you'll be spoiled for choice. There's at least 200 of them. Plus, concert halls and other cool places mean you'll always find something fun to do. Number 6. Irkutsk. Taking the Trans-Siberian Railway across Russia, Irkutsk is basically the coolest stop between Moscow and the eastern part of the country. This city is like the unofficial king of Eastern Siberia. Here's the best part. Lake Baikal, the world's deepest freshwater lake, is just a short hop away, about 45 kilometers. So, Irkutsk is the perfect spot to set up camp and explore the western shores of this giant lake. Irkutsk is a city full of surprises for visitors. Walk down the street and you'll see fancy wooden houses next to typical Soviet apartment blocks, a real mix of old and new. Plus, even though it's a big city with over 500,000 people, the streets are pretty chill, not too much traffic. Heads up though, history buffs, Irkutsk has seen its share of fights. Back in the day, there were some pretty brutal clashes here between different Russian groups during various revolutions. Number 7. Kazan. Kazan. Imagine a city where European vibes mix with Asian influences. That's what Kazan is all about. Some people even call it the Istanbul of the Volga because of this cool mix. It's also the capital of Tatarstan, a region in Russia. This city is a feast for the eyes. Look up and you'll see church towers and mosque minarets sharing the skyline. Pretty cool, right? Kazan is so awesome that it's sometimes called Russia's third capital, after Moscow and St. Petersburg. Here are some must-sees. Kazan Kremlin. This used to be a giant fortress, but parts of it were destroyed way back when by a famous Russian ruler, Ivan the Terrible. Still worth checking out though. Kul Sharif Mosque. This beautiful mosque is named after a hero who fought to defend Kazan from Ivan the Terrible. Bowman Street. Forget cars. This pedestrian-only street is perfect for shopping and soaking up the atmosphere. Kazan isn't just stunning, it's also a great place to live. Number 8. Golden Ring. Ever heard of the Golden Ring? It's like a magical circle around Moscow, but instead of gold, it's filled with amazing old towns and cities. This region is seriously beautiful, with picture-perfect countrysides full of cherry orchards and cute little cottages. The real stars of the show are the incredible churches, with their round onion-shaped domes. Inside, you'll find some of Russia's oldest and coolest art. It's like stepping back in time. This area is super popular with Russian tourists who want a taste of what life was like way back when. There's a traditional route to follow too, starting and ending in Moscow. It goes counterclockwise and takes you to Vladimir, Suzdal, Kostroma, Yaroslavl, Rostov-Veliki, Peroslavl-Zaleski, and Sergiev Posad. Get ready for an eyeful of stunning white stone churches, mysterious monasteries, and old fortresses. History buffs will love it. Number 9. St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg might have been called Leningrad for a while, but everyone knows its awesome first name. This Russian city is number 2 in size, but it used to be the king, or should we say Tsar, of all Russian cities back in the day, founded by the super cool Tsar Peter the Great in 1703. The city sits on the Neva River, which is like a highway leading to the Gulf of Finland and then the giant Baltic Sea. Because of this cool location, giant cruise ships love stopping by, making St. Petersburg a super popular vacay spot. But St. Petersburg isn't just about the boats. It's also known as Russia's art center. The Hermitage Museum is basically a giant treasure chest, overflowing with amazing art. And the churches scattered around the city are like beautiful sculptures themselves. And if you're feeling peckish or want to snag some cool souvenirs, Nevsky Prospect is the place to be. Think of it as the city's super cool mall, but way more interesting and historic. Number 10. Moscow. Moscow might be the boss of Russia, the capital city. But it's way cooler than just politics. This giant city, with over 12 million people, is also a superstar in the world of artsy stuff. Think ballet, fancy music, and amazing paintings. Plus, the spiky tops of old churches shaped like onions poke up all over the place. There are 2 must-see places in Moscow. The Kremlin, a super fancy castle that's like the White House of Russia, and Red Square, one of the world's biggest squares. You might also see statues of Lenin and Stalin, 2 leaders from the 19s with a bit of a bad reputation. If you're curious about what Moscow was like in the past, which wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, there are museums dedicated to the Gulag, not a fun place, and the Cold War, a tense time in history.